Good morning.
You good?
Well, it's not easy, it's tough, but we're managing.
Well, I mean, when we say, well, the toughness is about to ease a bit, right? I mean, the deal is here, 600 million hit the Bank of Ghana account last night. You know, the path to recovery is now clear. Come on.
Which burden is going to reduce? I want to know. Is it the cost of living? Is it prices, wages, taxes? We're talking of the ordinary Ghanaian. What is going to lessen in terms of burden on the ordinary Ghanaian? It's not about how fast a deal has been reached or how slow it has been reached. It's about the impact of this document on the ordinary Ghanaian. If you spend 3 months buying a rickety car, and I spent 6 months buying a robust, strong car, you dare not tell me that because you spent 6 months buying a rickety car, you are better off. Don't forget, if you look at page 5, our import cover had reduced to 0.5 months of imports. That is how bad the situation was. Look, this country was on the verge of collapse. It simply meant that our balance of payment position has been so decimated, so precarious that if the IMF had not come in immediately, this country would have just, and it has rippling effect. Normally when Ghana goes through this, the shock waves goes to other countries. And the IMF is very cautious of that. And that is why some of the conditions precedent have been converted to conditions subsequent. We were supposed to restructure our debt before the IMF program. That was the situation. But now they've decided that, look, throw some 600 at them and let's see how they can restructure the debt. Even the domestic component, that Doc says might not be so difficult. We haven't been able to achieve that. That's a fact.
But they finished it.
The minister is just written. He is written that there will be another round to pensioners. He wrote, even after the so-called 85%.
They've made a proposal to the pension fund.
Why is he making that proposal? He signed off and said, as for pensions, won't touch them. Reduce the threshold, achieve 85% of the reduced threshold, not the original target. Don't forget there was an original target. Realizing that there was upheaval, he exempted pensioners and then exempted some bondholders. And then out of that amount that was left, he achieved 85 and started jubilating. Went to the IMF, came back and wrote a letter that no, we have to sit down again. So even and it's in the document. If you read the document properly, it tells you that the domestic component is not over yet. So even the domestic component that you have a foothold of, government has not been able to deal with that. The external portion.
I guess you can divide into two. The first part is complete and sealed. In their conversation with the pension funds, when the exemption, they had a clause in there that says they will re-engage in accordance with the fiscal measures going forward, etc. That is what they've triggered in these conversations with them to bring them back. And I know that it's been considered. There are various views on it.
The domestic bonds themselves are not even being serviced.
They've paid quite a bit of that, the coupons.
I'm saying that the coupons have not been paid.
Not all, of course.
Yes, so there's a problem there. Yeah. Government is defaulted even with domestic coupon payments. Yeah. And in finance, normally, government will not default on domestic coupons. Worst case scenario, they'll print more money. For the first time in my life, I'm hearing government default in this manner with domestic bonds. This is the first time. I've never seen that. It is the first time I'm seeing government default when it comes to domestic coupons under the Fourth Republican dispensation. Put that aside. The foreign component, government on the 19th of December 2022 unilaterally decided it won't pay again. It's not been paying. Government has not been servicing its external component of both commercial and bilateral. And in this document, and strangely, I don't know why they choose to do so, they would exempt the multilateral component from the debt restructuring. And the multilateral component has to do with the IMF, the World Banks, and those. But as for the bilateral and the commercial, i.e. the Euro bonds, they've stopped servicing the debt and they want to go for a renegotiation. So first of all, you are going to the table with very bad faith. The minister went to China and came back empty-handed. He went to China. So look.
But now China has agreed, and together
we
with the
don't
Paris
know,
Club,
we don't know
they're giving
where
the
we're going
financial
to get
assurances.
to. We don't know where we're going to get to. And like Dr. Teo rightly pointed out, he referred to, I think his table, I will extract the table even as I talk. There's a table that tells you of the funding gap. 2023 is 4.2 billion, 2024 3.3 billion, 2025 4.2 billion, 2026 3.2 billion. And the financing from external debt restructuring moves from 2.4 billion, 2.1 billion, 3.1 billion, close to 10 billion. You must achieve that debt restructuring. That is not a small task. And I don't know why they agreed to it. It's not a small task. But when you even come to Ghana here, utility tariffs must be increased or adjusted quarterly. Taxes, individual taxes must be adjusted upward. The Bank of Ghana has committed that it will keep increasing the prime rate to fight inflation. It is here. So you are going to have monetary tightening, and you are going to have fiscal tightening as well. And if you read the Bank of Ghana's Monetary Policy Committee report, investments has reduced from 80 billion to 64 billion. So you are beginning to see the pass-through effect of these tight fiscal consolidation measures. Even wages, they've committed that they will not be increasing wages in a commensurate manner. So you're going to see your taxes go up. You're going to see your wages not being increased in a commensurate manner. You're going to see petrol at the pumps, diesel going up. You're going to see electricity tariffs going up. So we're going to push more people into the poverty bracket. So when you read this document carefully, it tells you that government must prepare for social unrest and social upheaval.
And we'll come to drilling down the specifics as to how it relates to you. But we'll also look at their positives. I mean, one of which we'll discuss, the cedi is beginning to stabilize. So they are looked at the graph.
But don't forget about the cedi stability.
Yeah, I'll come to that substantively.
Unilaterally,
I'll come to that
decide that you
substantively.
won't service your debt.
Yeah, I'll come to that substantively.
Your currency will stabilize.
I'll come to that substantively as we begin to dissect it a bit more.